What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Yala Poppy from simphunter.com. In this video, I'm going to be providing to you 5 interesting insights for OnlyFans management that will make you use your brain and think about solutions to problems that you probably have not thought about, but it will be an excellent thought experiment for you because you might come up with something that will help your business, even though, you're not in a position where you need the answer to this question, if that makes sense. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, how can you collaborate with other people in the OnlyFans management industry? Yes. Now, I ask myself this question all the time. I love asking myself this question. And as I am on record of saying it many times, I owe, now the number is growing, 97.2% of my success to other people. I didn't figure out a lot of stuff on my own. Okay. But what I did do is I was able to put myself out there, and some very talented and interesting and successful people took a liking to me and just kind of handed me the keys or gave me the sauce or blessed me with their fucking friendship just because, I made some videos and wrote some fucking articles, and it helped me to advance much further than everything that I tried to do on my own. Now, I'm not saying you need to make content. That's maybe not your thing. But ask yourself, how can you collaborate with other people in the space? What do you have in your agency that you maybe even take for granted that other people do not have? Maybe you're really good at Tinder. That's a fucking valuable skill. That's super valuable. How can you collaborate with other people to use that skill that you have for a win-win situation and I'm not talking about, you need to sell courses. You need to start doing boot camps. You don't need to do any of that shit. Okay. You can still collaborate with other people to make your life easier, to expand your network, to give yourself additional opportunities. And I think that's probably a question that a lot of people don't ask themselves. I mean, you do see stuff in the groups like, hey, I'm really good at Reddit. I'm looking for people that are good at Instagram. Those are all scams. That's not real. Come on. Those are not real people. That's people fishing for information that they don't actually have anything to provide. Get a little bit more creative, right? Get a little bit more creative. And this is what I would like to see more of in the groups. I would like to see more of people providing value first and then asking for something. Oh my God. It's just, what are you afraid of? Really? What are you afraid of? Are you scared somebody's going to fucking point and laugh at you and be like, ha ha, look at this loser who's trying to help people. Oh my gosh. What a dork. Who fucking cares what people like that think? There's people like that for sure. Yeah. There's lots of them out there, but who gives a fuck? Are you trying to make it, or are you trying to not catch bad attention from fucking losers? It doesn't matter. Get out there, help people, and then ask for what you want. For example, let's say you're really good at cold emailing. I don't know, random example. Write a fucking post about cold emailing and how you applied that to something about OFM. And then at the end of it, be like, if you want more help or if you want to ask me questions, hit me up. Or ask me questions in the group. That would be better, because otherwise it's going to look like you're selling. Provide some value. Ask people if they want to ask you questions. And then from there, you can take it and maybe parlay it into working with them in some way. Why not do that? Why not? What's stopping you? I don't know. Question number 2, insight number 2. What would you do if OnlyFans shut down? Now, I think it goes without saying that if OnlyFans decided to shut down their website for whatever reason, we have to face, I don't think it's going to happen, to be fair. I really don't think it's going to happen. I think OnlyFans is here to stay. I think the government fucking loves how it's ruining society, no, whatever that means. But I don't think it's not going to go anywhere, right? Unless some super shady shit happens where whatever. But what would you do if it got shut down? Think about that. What would you do? Because I promise you, most people here would lose 80% of their business. They would lose a good 80, 90%, if not more, because that's where the money comes from. So what would you do? Would you go to Fansly? Would you go to another platform? Would you start your own platform? Would you change industries? Would you, what would you do? That's a question that I don't even really have any answers to, because it never occurs to me to even ask that. However, if you do ask yourself that question, you'll probably come up with some interesting answers. And these answers will help you, I'm sure, mitigate the risks that you are currently taking because you are so heavily invested in making money through OnlyFans. or making money through the OnlyFans management community. All the service provide, everybody would cancel their proxies if that happened tomorrow. Because what do they need them for? I mean, they probably would. Or maybe they could pivot some other way, but the whole industry would collapse basically, or contract by 90% easy, because that's where everybody almost makes their money. So there would have to be something else that came up, some other solution or something. But what would you do? Think about that. I don't have the answer for you. I'm asking you. Insight number 3 for OnlyFans management. Do you know what your goals are? Do you know what your goals? Do you have goals? Okay. Do you know what your goals are? Do you have goals? If you don't, because most people don't, why don't you? Why don't you set goals? Now, I should set some fucking goals. Maybe that's why I'm asking myself this question, or asking you this question. But I think that, a lot of very successful people, Kobe Bryant, Conor McGregor, Michael Jordan, it happens a lot with athletes where they're like, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the champion. And then they go out and they actually do it. And you'll hear them talk about it. Like, that shit doesn't just happen by accident. They say to themselves ahead of time, which is setting a goal. They're like, I'm going to do this. That's their goal. And they fucking work towards it. When you give your brain a target, it will naturally, automatically strive to reach that target. Super simple example, right? I do the cold plunge at one of the gyms that I go to. And when I stay in there, I don't go in and say to myself, okay, I'm going to get out when I feel like it. Because then, I won't stay in that long. But what I do now is I go in, I'm going to dunk my head right away, and I'm going to stay in for 10 breaths, and I'm going to dunk my head again. Anyway, I have a whole fucking system, and I end up staying in for 3-4 minutes. But if I didn't have that system, if I didn't say to myself, this is what I'm going to do, then I wouldn't do it. An excellent program that you guys should watch, if you haven't seen it already, you can get it for free, is Andrew Tate's Iron Mind program. This is something that I got from him. I've heard other people like Wes Watson say it. But if you say you're going to do something to yourself, you don't have to say it to anybody else. If you say you're going to do it, then you have to do it. There's no, oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, I changed my mind. And I started doing this recently. I'd never done this before. What I'd done before is just, if I had done most of it, I'd be like, okay, well, that's enough. I could be done. Fuck this. I'm over it. Right. And I would stop and I would quit. But ever since I started doing it, it gives me so much more confidence as a person, because now I can apply that to stuff that I don't want to do. But if I say to I've conditioned myself to say, to achieve whatever it is, it could be dumb shit too. It doesn't have to be anything important. It could be like, okay, I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to be out of bed by 5:30. Okay, boom. And I know, because I've said it, that I'm getting out of bed at 5:30. That might be hard for you. Something easier probably for you. Okay, Jordan Peterson, he jokes around. He says, oh, you got to clean your room. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Jordan Peterson anymore. I think we won't get into that, but I used to be a huge fan. I've listened to his audiobook double-digit amount of times, because I would do it when I did cardio. The reason that he tells people to clean their room is because, and I'm paraphrasing here, but what he says is that maybe your life is just such garbage and you're in such bad shape, emotionally, physically, mentally, everything, that the only thing that you can do to improve your life is to fucking clean your room. Anybody can clean their room, assuming they can get out of bed. You can clean your fucking room. Throw away the fucking shit, wipe down the floor, pick up the food, take out the trash. What am I talking about that? Anyway, my place is kind of a mess. I'm kind of a messy person. So I started, if I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to clean my room in the morning, or I'm going to clean my apartment. I wake up, turn on something on YouTube, start listening to it, throw away this, throw away that, throw away my fucking water bottles, put all the sauces back in the fucking fridge, all the shit from the night before. And it really helps to build my confidence throughout the rest of the day. Because if later in the day, if I say, okay, I'm going to do this, then I will actually do it, or I'm at least much more likely to do it. I'm not perfect. So setting goals, I feel, is just a bigger extension of that, right? Because what you can do is you can create a big goal for yourself. I want to make $1 million, whatever. And then you just work backwards and you say, okay, to make $1 million, I have to sell 1,000 deals and I end up closing 1 out of 5. So that means I have to fucking, do 5,000 pitches. Okay. So then, in the time frame. That means I need to do 5 pitches a day, which means I need to make 20 calls per pitch to get the meeting. You understand what I mean? So then all you have to do to achieve that goal is just do the first thing. And then the rest of it will just work out. So let's just say, for example, with that, you got to do 100 calls a day. So then you just got to do 100 calls a day. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And boom, you just achieved your goal. Not really, but like, you get what I'm saying. You have to chunk down the goal into easily completable tasks until it's so easy that you've simplified it to the easiest task possible, and you just do that one thing. You might have 10 easy tasks that you need to do, but that's just 10 things you need to do over the course of a day. And then you just do that. Anyway, I don't know if that made any sense, but the point is that with something as complex as a business, you need to set goals for yourself, right? Is it a money goal? Is it an output goal? Is it a time goal? Like how much time do you want to free your, like, do you want to make a certain amount of money without having to spend time on it? That's a goal. Decide where you want to go. Your brain will automatically think of ways to get there. Start working on it. I should do a goal setting workshop, shouldn't I? For free. Don't worry. Number 4, what are you procrastinating on and why? Now, I mentioned that I wake up early. Been waking up at 5. I set my alarm for 5, and I'll like lie in bed until 5:30 until I can force myself to get out of bed. But the point is that like by waking up so early, and I go to the office immediately, like I'll wake up, coffee, vitamins, blah, 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 go to the office, co-working space, whatever. And I will make a list of all of the stuff that I want to do that day. And I will cross stuff off the list. But eventually what happens is that I will find myself in the middle of the day and I will be kind of avoiding my list. And I'll be like, and I'll know in the back of my mind, I'll be like, okay, I have to do this thing, but like, I don't really want to do it. So like, let me check my email, or like, let me check my Instagram really quick, or like, let me go fucking sit and play 10 games of chess. Like, or like, it's cold in here. Let me go walk around outside where it's hot. And I'll find an excuse to not do the thing on my list that gives me like anxiety to think about doing it. Obviously, when you start doing it, it's not a big deal. You fucking do it and that's it. But, I will find myself procrastinating, and I don't always do it, but I have to try and remind myself like, okay, you're avoiding this thing. You have to do this thing. Stop fucking wasting time and go do whatever it is. Today, for example, it happened to be recording videos. I was like, I'd done like most of the stuff on my list, and I was like, just kind of wasting time. I was like, fuck, why am I wasting all this time? Check my list. Boom. Got to record 5 videos. Fuck. Okay, fine. I got to go do it. Right? Went, did it, and I feel a little bit better about myself. Obviously, I still have a full list of shit to do, but I'll do it tomorrow. Anyway, the point is that you should identify what you are procrastinating on and why, because it's very likely that the stuff that pops up on your to-do list that you're not doing, that you're procrastinating on, they are on your to-do list every single day. Like every single day, you're like, okay, I got to do this thing. Day goes by, you don't do it. And then you're like, you say to somebody, oh yeah, I really need to do that thing. Yeah, I really got to do that. And it doesn't fucking get done. Right. So like, why are you procrastinating on it? What is it? And then just go fucking do it. Number 5, what are some repetitive tasks you can automate or outsource? So I made a video recently about the $300 rule in OnlyFans management. And the $300 rule is as follows. You take 4 sticky notes, and first you write down everything that you do in your business over a 48-hour period, whatever it is. I did this, I did that, whatever. You write it all down. Then you take 4 sticky notes, you separate them into 4 categories. Stuff you can do for $10 an hour, stuff you do for $100 an hour, $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour, right? That if you were to pay somebody to do it, you could find somebody who would do it for that price at a reasonably similar level to how you would do it. And then you go through the list and you put everything in each category. And then what you do is you take the more expensive categories and you try to break those down into the $10 categories as much as you can. Break everything down as much as you can. And then what you should do is you take all the stuff on the cheapest category and you just fucking hire people to do all that stuff. And then what you'll be left with is all of the stuff that probably only you can do, or that you should do because it's too expensive to hire somebody else to do it. For example, oh, my back hurts. Oh, fuck. Posting to babe pages, right? Now, there was a very long period where I was the only one posting to my own babe pages because I didn't trust that people could do the captions right. I didn't trust that they would pick the right content and, whatever. But I don't fucking need to spend my time doing that. Posting my babe pages takes an hour out of my day. It's a long time. I don't want to spend an hour doing that. So pay somebody to do it. That's it. It's off my plate. I got so much more time. I can do other stuff now. It's amazing. So for you, it might be something else. For you, it might be making accounts. For you, it might be sending DMs. For you, it might be chatting on an account. I don't know. It's something. But I would encourage you to ask yourself the question, what repetitive tasks can I automate or outsource? That is it for my 5 insights. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share, etc., etc., and I will see you in the next one.